Guten Tag, meine Freunde. Ich cool. That's all I got. That's all my German out the window. Welcome, Levi, Romario, Charles, Marth, Rotten, Eric, Danny, Outer, Soul. Welcome. Gonna play some multiplayer as per usual. Buffalo hat. Oh no, today it's all about giraffe socks, because those are probably quite long. Welcome Doc, welcome Willow. Okay. This is the room, this is the password. Take it in, breathe it in. Hopefully everyone can spell giraffe correctly. We'll see. What did people have trouble with the other day? Pigeon? Nobody could spell pigeon. Welcome George. Alright, in we go. What should we start with? Let's see who we get. So, Zinch reveal of stuff yesterday. Looking pretty cool. We got Outer, we got Milton, we got Vulcan, we got... I feel like this is a free-for-all coming on. On the classic Lost Temple. Martha's arrived. Alright. Let's do it. Free for all, play whoever you like. We'll play a bunch of games today. We'll do some noob battles, we'll do some 2v2s, do some free for alls. Are you still thinking about doing some campaign? Probably not. I usually do campaign. Well, did you mean today or overall? If you meant today, probably not. But overall, probably yes. I want to try and get all the Total War campaign, Total War Warhammer 2 campaigns that I haven't finished, at least finished. I'm not trying to get all the achievements, but I just want to have those achievements, I think. I still have to do Vampire Coast, Vampire Counts. I can't even remember. There's a bunch. I've got quite a few to do. Most of the elves, high elves, wood elves, dark elves. So we'll try and get those done. Not necessarily all on stream, but a bunch of them. Milton coming as Britannia. Outer. Wood elves. Marth. High elves. Volcom or Danny, I think. Beastmen. Welcome Catalyst. I think we're all good in the hood. So of the two Chaos factions we've seen so far, Khorne or Tzeentch? If you had to play one of those two, just only those two, which one? Tired. Man needs to sleep. Tzeentch all the way. I feel like Willow's going to be Tzeentch all the way until he finds out that they're not the meta faction, and then he plays whoever that is. I feel like Kislev are going to be strong in multiplayer. I feel like they might be the OP one. They got a lot going for them. Khorne whilst waiting for Nurgle. I think Slanesh will be next, and Nurgle will be last. And that is an uneducated guess. Only because Nurgle is the most popular, probably, of the Chaos Gods. Seemingly, anyway. Everybody loves that bloated, horrible bastard. I can see Tzeentch having some abusable features. Oh, that's why you want to play him. There you go. Fun mechanics. Yeah, the change your away stuff does look pretty cool. Whether it'll be too powerful is the question. I'm sure it won't take Legend of Total War long to find something that breaks the game with that. Go on, let's go. Cap up. Oh, I haven't put unit caps on. Boop. There we go. Out does that to change his tree spam army. Of the two, Zinch, but I'm waiting for Plague Lads. Yep. I think Nurgle is everybody's favourite boy. Or most people's. Bring me Slaanesh. Yeah, I think Slaanesh will be next. Hoping Changer of Wayne's ability means you can give settlements to allies in campaign. That's what it seemed like. I don't know. I guess there's a bunch of ways you could mess with stuff. Like if you got two enemies, you could turn them against each other somehow. Or I mean, you can use the Force War thing to do that. I feel like that'll be expensive though. They won't be able to do that very often. I'm interested in Zinch. I like the idea of another heavy flying faction. Are you going to fight all the Chaos Gods as any army? Or will it be God V faction? Can't quite take that in. I mean, I assume they're all just going to be factions on the map, right? I'm giving Reichland to Cathay. I mean, it's only a settlement, so it'll be Altdorf, I guess. Give Altdorf. Just give it to... Who would really annoy the Empire? The vampires? Just give it to Manfred. Karl will be absolutely furious. Or you could just really fuck with people and give 8 peaks to like somebody who doesn't want it. Like you got Queek and you got Belagar and you got Skarsnik all vying for 8 peaks, and then you give it to Nakai, who can't even have a settlement. That'll be even more awkward. There you go, give it to Nakai's vassal. Me and Willa said the same thing. Great minds, I suppose. Okay. Outer. Cav, Wild Riders, Light Cav. Lots of Spearies. Deep Woodies. Sister Dragon, Eagle. Fairly standard Wood Elves. I think we know what he's probably going to do with that. Milton coming out with the Beast Slayers of Baston, some of the Halberds, the cheaper cavalry. He pretty much plays the same build every time. Green Knight, Albric, Life, Grail, Relique, Reliquary, bit of Skirmish Cav. Marth coming out, Archer Heavy, Spears, Silver Helms, Dragon, some Homemasters, pretty much standard High Elves. So standard Wood and High Elves. Vulcan with the Beastie Boys, some light crappy infantry, some Bestigor, a Jabberslite, the funky one. Some Minos, Malagor, some missiles. Alright. Let's see what they try to do. Give the dwarf capital to the Greenskins. That's a good trick. Yeah, I wonder if there'll be like rules with it. Like maybe you can only do factions that are close to you, or factions you're adjacent to, something like that. Okay, we're underway. Milton going for the High Elves. High Elves facing Milton. Beastmen going home. Outer, not Vanguard deploying. I was expecting him to Vanguard deploy. That's normally his game. Maybe he was worried about being Vanguard deployed on himself by the Beastmen. I don't know. There's a nice bit of damage there to the Vestigor. It's them sisters. Apex signals. Good. What do you think about playing the same build each time? Predictable, but you get familiar. You can play the same build if it's fighting the same faction, but every build, like every faction, requires a different build in some way. Even if it's only slight, some will be drastic, some will be slight. But there's some aspects that you can probably get away with using in like all the time. Like Milton always uses Alberic and Green Knight. And the Life Wizard, like that trio, you can probably make work in most matchups. So that's fine. But there might be times where you need more anti-large, you need more anti-air, you need more missile disruption power, whatever. So you can get familiar with the build, but it should probably be against the same faction every time, you know? Because then you can really see if that build can handle everything the faction can throw at you. Outer playing the Line of Death. Is this really Outer? Is this Outer's mum actually playing? Is this going to happen? Or is he trying to bait? Oh, I think he might have been trying to bait. That was a nice move. Maybe. I don't know. Outer's cheeky like that. Sister's taking a fair bit of damage, though, from those missiles. She's taking a little chunk. A bit of a random flock of doom here. I think you might be able to get 3 units with that if you placed it a little bit better, maybe. High Elves and Bretonia still squaring up, trading in the Lord and the Skirmish Cav. Beastmen arriving though. Minotaurs are coming. They're getting quickly taken out though. Little Cav charge. So Outer bringing all of his Cav. Oh no, he's bringing them back. Outer's playing very differently to his usual style. Getting some heals. High Elves and Bretonia still playing it cool. Sisters still getting focused. A Jabberslith going after those missiles. Eternal Guard holding out for now. One of them broken. But I think they will eventually crumble to all these Bestigor. Milton and Marth still playing the skirmish game. Jabberslith causing some problems for the missiles. Cav coming in after it. I keep falling down that hole. Sister's trying to get rid of it as well. A lot of Beastie Boys infantry coming though. Those Eternal Guard are pretty much done for at this point. It's all going to be Cav and Lord for Outer after this. Maybe some missiles. Bretonians clash. Some charges on the what kind of looked like they were broken formation Lothan Sea Guard. He's got a nice bit of a charge around the back to these missiles if he wants it. He's getting stuck into the front lines. Cav harassing those High Elf missiles. So Outer still got a fair bit left. Still got his Wild Riders in good health. Still got his Deepwood Scouts. Got his Branch Wraith. Beastmen have taken a fair beating, but they've still got a lot of stuff left. Still got those Vestigor. Got to be careful clumping those up. That's a Vortex spell waiting to happen. And all those missiles as well. Not missing targets with all that clump. So Some nice opportunities for breath attacks here. Especially here. Get those beast slayers. Home masters are broken. But Cav still harassing these missiles. Doing a good job of disrupting those. That trio though. The Dark Knight now brick. And the healer. Beastmen falling back to square up. This is a bit of a strange game. How the points looking. Outer's leading in the points. Volcom not far behind. Slow going for Milton and Marth. Both putting up an equal performance-ish so far. So Outer using up his ammo, but question is going to be what does he have left when he runs out of ammo? Probably not a great deal. Still harassing these missiles. Okay, okay. Milton looking good. And we're back to a square off between Goat and Elf. 2 Minotaurs. The Minotaur brothers. Will they make it to the fight? They should. They should get a charge, although they're just walking through stuff. Didn't get their charge in, so he should have charged them there. When you charge and they enter the charge animation, you get 15 extra leadership, which would have helped them when they charged in there. Not that they would have done a lot, they're only 2 Minotaurs, but still, every little counts, right? Here he comes. Cheeky breath attack, does a good bit of damage. Milton just trying to finish up what's left of the High Elves, I think. Taking a fair bit of damage, only really as characters in good health. Out to turning the tables with those breath attacks. Milton looking good for this one. I don't know, you can't underestimate Outer. He's usually got a trick up his sleeve. He's still got his Wild Riders, his Lord, Eagle, Pastor, a little bit of ammo. Milton. Still got his trio. They're a little damaged, but not too bad. But he doesn't have much else. Some pole arms and obviously Bretonnian stuff in the late game. Generally doesn't stick around too well. Don't know what he's doing with these archers. They could have been firing from all the way back here. They got loads of ammo. Could have been shooting stuff. What he should probably do is use the Lothan Sea Guard to block and then try to get some shots off with the archers at least. But I think at this point, Outer's quite far ahead in the points now. Beastmen are done. He's got quite a lot of his army left. It's probably going to be tough to finish off. Especially as Milton hasn't finished with the High Elves yet. I think the Green Knight's probably going to be in trouble as well from the Sisters. They got magical ammo, right? Oh no, not magic. Just armor piercing. Does have magic melee attacks though, so... Potentially melee. Or the Branch Wraith as well has magic melee attacks, so they can take out the Green Knight. He's got the answers to him. Marth getting a few last shots off before his inevitable demise. Maybe going after that High Elf Mage. I feel like he's got these points here if he wants them. Welcome Viscount. Welcome Artyom. Sisters popping some shots on Alberic. Probably needs to get rid of that caster so he stops healing him. When is the all ogre free for all? A little bit later maybe. It won't be all ogres. It'll be the units that could possibly be in the ogre kingdoms, which we'll detail later on. Or you know, you could go and watch it in the Grand Council. Then he said GC. The GC. Milton. He's got a few bits left, but I think Outer's got more bits left. Not sure what Marth's up to with his lord. It's not ogre till he says it's ogre. Is there a swamp map? Is there a swamp free-for-all? I really hope we get some new free-for-all maps for Warhammer 3. A little bit bored of the 5 that we play. Some of them are a bit rubbish. Milton catching up in the points, but the only way Milton wins this, I think, is with the last man standing bonus. But if he can get rid of, if he can waste the ammo of the Deepwood Scouts and somehow take out these Wild Riders without them doing too much damage, he might be able to do this. But it's a tall order. Enjoying the content. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Highborn. I'll have another video later on. After this stream, probably. Or after the Battlefield stream later. Alright, Milton's coming in. He's had enough. Here he comes. Oh no, he's going back. He's going back. Get back. Get back. Oh, High Elf's messing with his plans, though. Oh, that caster taking a shot. She's nearly done for. Outer playing it cool. He doesn't need to rush. He's got a bit of ammo to use. He's ahead in the points. 4,000 points, or 3,000 points actually ahead. Milton's 11,000 now. And down goes the High Elf Lord. That's some nice points for Milton. Oh, his clump of troops here, not doing him any favours. Those sisters shots gonna land nice when they're like that. Into the breach he goes. Volkerm completely out at this point, but got a very respectable 8,000 points. The Branch Wraith. Probably going to catch a bit of a slapping. Sorry, the Green Knight is going to catch a bit of a slapping from the Branch Wraith. She is ready to go. Milton charges in, that's all he can do. Outer setting up the hammer and anvil, probably. Boom, boom, boom. If they can get the... Ooh, Alberic did a big hit on the sisters there. If they get the sisters dead, who knows? If they can't... If the Branch Wraith and the sisters can't take out the Green Knight, then the Green Knight's probably going to be hard to take down. Ooh, sisters. 400 health. Narrowly survived. They did it, though. Dropping a little something. Milton catching up in points, but Outer still out ahead. But Milton's in range to win if he can get the last man standing bonus. Oh, big hit on the Green Knight there, I think. Green Knight down to below half health. Milton is very bogged down. Hello, Berkovich. Are you excited for Warhammer 3? I sure am. I sure am too. Should be cool. It'll be nice to play with some new fresh stuff, some new factions, new maps, new campaigns. Yeah, should be good. Want to play me some Kislev, play me some Khorne, play me some Ogres. It'll be good. Green Knight going down. And that looks like the end for old Milton. And everybody else. Good game, fellas. Marth, if you could concede to save us some time. Oh. I'm happy with 30th place. Good. You should be happy with 30th place. Have the sisters used their super heal? I don't think they did, but maybe I missed it. Whoa, 8,000 value. I think that's the highest I've seen. 8,000 value from the sisters. Woo. Fair work from the infantry, better work from the missiles. Some work from the cav, and the eagle, but mostly sisters. They killed literally 2/3 of an army by themselves. Milton getting decent damage from Alberic and the Greenie. Nice work from some polearms. Not so much from his cav, but not terrible. Nice from one of these peasants as well. Marth getting some dragon damage. Didn't get any damage out of those Homemasters. Not enough out of the missiles. A little bit out of the Cav. Vulcan got some nice damage from Malagor. Not a lot from the Bestigor. Sorry, Worstigor. And not a lot from much else. There we go. Well played, Outer. Good game. Willow's arrived. Let's do a 2v2. 2v2 with a decent player on one side and a noob on the other. As we might be short on decent players, someone can replay if they just played in that last one. It's all good. Password is giraffe socks. Oh, we got odd. There we go. There's a better player. So we need 2 noobs now. 2 newbie noobs. Who we got? And what map do we got? Maybe just good old Schwarzhofen. Sands, I think Sands is probably... Sands isn't a noob, I would say. But we'll see who else we've got. Have we got any noobs waiting? Any noobs that fancy playing? You'll be on the same side as a decent player, Odd and Willow. I'll wait for noob versus noob. Take Slan Gold. Bleh. Bleh. I'm always working Saturdays or at the gym. Never played. Well, only one way to find out, Neil. Okay, Artyom. Okay, Sans, I'm going to kick you out for now because you're too good to be a noob. You're welcome to join later games. Another noob spot. Someone who's a bit of a noob. I think Artyom's a bit of a noob. People on the lower end of the experience spectrum. Who we got? No noobs, no noobs. Yes, I am. At least he's honest. Now I'm imagining a giraffe in thigh highs. Yeah, I mean, they got long legs. Got to keep them warm. Okay, Marth, if you want to go again, you can. And you can go again in a noob battle later, if you want, as you were waiting. But because we got no other noobs stepping up, go for it. Hobgoblin chads when? So we're going to do a free-for-all later, where everyone's going to try and build an ogre-style army. So you'll only be allowed to use... I think everyone will play greenskins of different factions, so that we have different colours. You'll be able to use all the ogre units, obviously. You'll be able to use goblins, because ogre kingdoms have nobblers, who are basically goblins. So goblins, goblin archers, maybe goblin wolf riders, because they kind of resemble the saber tusks that the ogre kingdoms have, at least in tabletop, of course. What else is there? Some monsters as well. I guess some trolls would be allowed. Squigs. We could probably throw squigs in. But maybe we'll make like an ogre minimum. Okay, what are we going to play? So Willow wants to play Sarthariel. So he wants to play Chaos. Okay, time to try and make a fool out of myself. Whereas Miklis, that's what we're all here for. Password is giraffe socks. This game's full though, obviously, but you're welcome to try for the next ones. We've got double chaos on opposite sides. I'll tell you what, maybe as Artyom and Willow both want to play chaos, maybe they should go on the same side. I think that would be better. Artyom, if you want to switch to that side, and then Dino can switch to the other side, and then we can have at least one side be in the same faction. Oh, Willow switched. Willow's ruined it all. There we go. Cool. I'll just look a bit tidier. It's nice to see. Or if you could play... Wait, there is no Chaos sub-faction, is there? Okay, never mind. We'll have to just try and figure out who's who. Chaos undivided. Yeah, you just work on the assumption that they have sub-factions. I wonder if they'll get any in Warhammer 3. I wonder if they'll even be in Warhammer 3. Will they get turned into another faction? Don't know. We'll see. I wonder if they'll keep their legendary lords. I guess they will. But I don't know. Like, you'd think Sigvold would go to Slanesh, for example. Oh, Marth going lizards. Lizards versus chaos, then. I think they might still be in Warhammer 3 because we just have a general chaos corruption. True enough, but don't other factions spread that corruption? Beastmen? Norska? Three men ready. Be'lakor will join Warriors of Chaos, and they will be renamed to Chaos Undivided. Certainly sounds like a plausible guess. Come on, Marth. Come on. Maybe the story for 3 is the invasion of 2 fails and the gods step in. Don't know. I really have no idea what the potential kind of narrative will be of the campaigns. Hard to say. Oh, 2 seconds. Alright. We await them loading in. Archaon's on the field. We know that much. Killing the legendary lords wouldn't please people? No, they wouldn't kill them. They just put them elsewhere, but I don't know. Probably more likely what Willow said. Maybe get Tamarkan. I don't know. There's a lot of ways it could go. That could be cool. We shall see. We got double Oxyotl on the field. Don't know, have we? We might do. Looks like we do. Good luck with that. It's like Battlefield 2042. So we can safely assume this is Willow's army. Sartherial, Chicken Man on the field. Aspiring Champs, Forsaken. He's trying to play a Zeech build. He's got all the Forsaken. He's got some Dragon Ogres. Nope, they're Artyom's. Got some horses. Got some Chaos Spawn. He's even gone all out to get the Chaos Spawn that are slightly coloured in a Zeech fashion. The bluey ones. Oh, and the pink. He's got the pinky colour of the Soul of Damnation. He's really committed to this Zeech build. Anyway, they seem to be setting up all over the place, so we'll stare at the ground for now. Lest we give anything away. Let's draw a Birdman, shall we? There we go. Where's his beak? That's what's his face? Kiros. Okay, some skirmish cav and some chameleons. All up in each other's grills. Some cheeky stalkers being pushed back. These chameleons just taking it on the chin. So, who's who? I don't know. So Willow is more kind of on this side, I think. This is Willow. And then this is Artyom. And then this is Odd. And this is Marth. So we've got kind of the noob versus the noob. And then the pro versus the pro sort of deal. Ooh, a lot of the Chaos Cav getting routed early and being next to the map. They are going off pretty early too. Ethereal. How much is his missile resistance now? 50%. Still quite high. It used to be 60, I think. Maybe more. It's only 50 now. Still pretty substantial. In comes the Forsaken front line. We'll see how these do for him. Forsaken are a weird one. They're a great flanker. They're very fast, but they can't take a charge very well as they only have 20 melee defense. So generally you don't want to let them get charged unless they take damage pretty quick, as they are over here. Support of the aspiring champions, probably trying to help that leadership. Artyom kind of not sure what he's doing. He's got kind of a couple of units that have engaged the army, but for the most part he's just helping Willow. So we got a little 2v1 situation, going for that old tactic of take out one army with two, and then there'll only be this one army left, and again we'll be 2v1'd, but from two beaten up armies, so it can go either way. Archaon on the field, going after the Skink Oracle. I'm surprised you know how to pronounce Artyom proper. This man played Metro. Sure, that helps. We must go, Artyom. It's my Metro voice line. I still need to finish Exodus. So a lot of the lizards for Odd being overpowered by the massive Forsaken coming his way. So I've got a weapon. Or just a funny hand. It's got like a mace hand. I've never noticed that before. They've all got it. Not all of them. Some of them have just got claws. Never really noticed that before. It's only been, what, 4 years, 5 years? Borscht is here. Johnny! So everything's a bit crazy now. Odd ratio has been mostly deleted after being 2-on-1'd, which means Marth is now coming in for a big flank against two very spread out Chaos armies. So it's all a bit crazy. A bit of a spell coming in here. Chain Lightning. Did the Summoners of Rage just Chain Lightning themselves? Is that what we just witnessed? I think it may have been. What happened to those Oxyotls? Well, the old Solar Damnation still going. Not sure if he's bombed that, but if you bomb it with the rocks, I think you might be able to destroy it. Or maybe that's the normal Hell Cannon. That one might get away with it. Skink Chief trying to play a skirmish game. Skink Oracle, sorry. Archaon not having any of it. Carnosaur needs to find himself something large to munch on. Archaon, perhaps. Oxyotl are here. There's one. Here's one of the little buggers. Uh-oh. Might be in trouble. Looks like Chaos might be slowly wearing the lizards down in this one. It's Ethereal. Oh! Willow's nearly lost his big bird, 400 health. Damn, that Carnosaur went away. Why? Could have had him. Could have finished him off. Oh wait, he's got the Skink Chief on him. The Pterodon Riders. Oh, it's not a Skink Chief, it's just the Pterodon Riders. And the Caster. That Caster could come down and finish off Sartheria. 134 health. Willow. Doing Zeech bad. Letting the Birdman die. But he may have done... Oh, I don't know, actually. The lizards are kind of Kind of pulling it back, maybe. I don't know. Think kill Archaon. And get stuff attacking. Maybe they can do it. This boy does not want anything to do in melee. I mean, he is running away from Dragon Ogres, so probably a good idea. There's a lot of anti-large, though, that they probably can't do a great deal about. Dragon Ogres there, Summoners over there. That Carnosaur could be good, but... oh no, Carnosaur's gone, never mind. Skin Coracle getting in there. Don't think lizards will have enough, unfortunately. Ooh. Just a few bits and bobs for the lizards. They're trying to find Oxyotl. Carnosaur come in though. Carnosaur saves the day. Oh, little burning head coming. Got some crispy skinks. Crispy Saurus. And that is probably going to lead us to a The Skin Coracle does not want to fight anybody. Just running away all the time. Archaon's going to have to catch him. Is he faster than 75 speed? Not at the moment. Archaon is dead soon. Nah, he's alright. Look, he's got 300 health. What do you want? He's fine. Oracle going away. Once they get a hold of Oxyotl, it's probably over. Good game, fellas. The Chaos victorious this day. Hell Cannon's still going. Cheeky. Has it done much? 2,000 damage, not too shabby at all. Alright, come on, Odd. Come on, Odd. Let's not draw kite. You got 51 minutes. We're not waiting 51 minutes. The game's over, man. Oh, we just got cracked by the Soul of Damnation as well. There we go. Welcome, Rusty. Good game, fellas. Oxyotl is somewhere in this pile of Dragon Ogres. Here he is, just being trampled. Poor little fella. That is going to be that. If you could concede and save us the time, Marth, that would be lovely. As much as you'd like your Oxyotl to be able to kill all this stuff, don't think it's going to happen. There we go. Good game, fellas. Played Willow and Artyom. Willow's Zinch Army. Oh no, wait, that's not. That's Artyom's Zinch Army without the zinchiness. This is Willow's Zinch Army. Got some work from Sartherial. Got a fair bit of work from a bunch of units. Archaon doing some work. Exalted Hero doing some work. Dragon Ogres going to town. Oxyotl for Marth. Damage spread a lot over other units. Oh, Odd lost his Oxyotl early, it seems. He only got 200 damage. Got a fair bit from his Skink, though, his Oracle. Not a great deal elsewhere, just bits and bobs. There we go. Good game, fellas. Well played. Okay, how about a noob battle? Thanks for playing, fellas. Thanks for playing. Who we got? 2 noobs that could use some advice. Battle, and I shall give you advice. Keep it simple, say. Simples. Anybody thinking about playing multiplayer but a little bit scared, a little bit not sure? Now's the time. Why not do it on stream? Martha's back. Who wants to take him on? Akbar? Oh, I missed a bunch of chat. Let me check it out. Recently came on PC and got Total War Warhammer 2 and haven't touched online yet. Used to play 8th edition. I want to know where to begin when building an army for online VC. VC is kind of easy. We count it like his first multiplayer game ever. Yeah, he's played a free-for-all, at least. Yeah, VC is pretty much the same thing every time, with a little bit of jiggling things around for different factions, of course, but you usually want just zombies, maybe some Graveguard to pin things down, and then it's the mobility and the strong, large stuff that does the work. The Blood Knights, the Terrorgeist, the Lord, most specifically. And then you've got some other options to play with, like Hex Wraiths and Cairn Wraiths and Mortis Engines. But usually the game plan's quite simple. Someone else said something. At least they are talking about the Monkey King. Yes, hopefully we'll get some monkeys in the future. I'm still not sure, like I said in that video ages ago, who they would really fight for, if anyone, but I'm a noob. Jump in then, man. The password is Giraffe Socks. Giraffe Socks. One word, lowercase. Oh yeah, you played against someone else, didn't you? I remember. Here we go. North's arrived. Play whichever factions you like. We'll change the map, shall we? Shimmer's Ward will do. Play whichever faction you'd like to learn. Be sure to think about why you're bringing the units that you're bringing against the faction that you're bringing them against. If that made any sense. Try to think about your game plan against the faction that you're facing. I want to use 10 missile units. Okay. Is the other faction likely to make that hard for you? If you're High Elves, Bretonia could indeed make that hard for you with all their cav. But maybe not. That's the risk, right? Apparently the Monkey King fights both against Cathay for them and against the Nagas. Who's the Nagas? Well, I remember you played on stream as Lizardman and I yelled at you for not bringing a Skink Oracle even though you didn't have the DLC. That sounds like Akbar. After all these noob battles, do you have something for another noob mistakes video? There was something I was going to do. But I feel like I was going to save it for a Warhammer 3 video of some kind. I can't remember what it was. That's good. I've probably written it down somewhere in my book of dreams. Okay, Martha's ready. Now goes the blood drinking snake ladies from Gurush. I see. Here we go. Okay. So here we go. High Elves, Bretonia. Is it stuttery or is that okay? Is that smooth? It looks a little laggy. I don't know why though. Is it on Cav Beta or regular? This is on the regular live patch. What are we looking at? Bunch of men-at-arm polearms, some foot squires, the lady, not the lady, but Fey Enchantress lady. Polearms, men-at-arms, with some foot squires. Quite infantry heavy. But some big boys. High Elves. Pretty sturdy front line. A few missiles. Bit of cav. Very nicely arranged. Archmage of Fire. Interesting. I don't think I've played a multiplayer game in years. I just play custom battles where I watch the AI fight and look at cinematics. I suppose that's an option. Burning head on peasants, obviously. Well, that's a bit cruel. They get enough of that at home, I imagine. Poor peasants. So both opting for very similar armies, actually. But advantage in quality of the infantry will, of course, go to the High Elves. But the superior cavalry of Bretonia might be able to do some. You've also got the Fey with a mortis engine-ness. But no missiles, actually, for the Bretonians. Which is a mistake. You always need some missiles just in case there's some flying. And in this case, there is 2 flying. And that is going to make them very hard to stop for the Bretonians. It's getting shot up. A couple of sisters on the field. Sisters of Avalon might be a bit overkill for fighting Bretonia. He's shooting at the foot squires and the beast slayers, so he's targeting some good units. Marth needs to get these calves up. They're a little bit late to the battle. Oh, a couple of cheeky Pegasus. Cheeky. Front line's incoming, but they're pretty beaten up. The Fae just sat there as well. She needs to get in there. She's going to get focused down. Something coming down on these. Nice Pegasus Knight attack there. Bit of a funny formation though that stopped them from attacking really well. There's that burning head, but it's... Oh, no, it's going to land pretty well. Oh, really well actually. Oh, is he going to get his own units though? Oh, crispy elves for dinner. That kind of worked, but also kind of backfired. They took out the beast slayers, I suppose. The Fae getting in there. She's got the Archmage on her case, though. Oh no, the Cav. Oh no, the Cav is in with Phoenix. No! Marth, get him out of there. Don't do it to yourself. He's won this. Needs to get these around the back. Start getting some hammer and anvil. Wherever possible. I saw The Last Jewel in the cinema last night. Medieval film. Oddly, there was a burning head scene. Well, they've obviously taken inspiration. Welcome, Mega. Been watching your channel for and loving it. Thank you, sir. Bretonia, though, despite a few blunders, they're looking okay. Depends if they can wear down these Phoenix Guard. Taking out the missiles. With the High Elves' endurance. Help them out. There's a nice big clump of Bretonians here. Need another straight through there. That'll probably be GG. Bunch of men-at-arms. Oh, the cap's broken. Don't know why. It looks in reasonable health. Cheeky little spell coming in. Probably going to rout its own units, though. Does a good bit of damage to the Phoenix Guard, but Silver Helm charges come in. That is probably going to be all she wrote. So Bretonia had a few problems there. High Elves looked okay, though. He had a formation. Knew how to move his army, seemingly. Perhaps had a few errors on the back line, but nothing major. Fey Enchantress. Trying to get out of there. Let's give another run around. Few Bretonia bits coming back, but it's probably not going to be enough. The favor bar saying this one's over. It's got a hold of the Fae. Briefly. And she wavers. And away she goes. Good game, fellas. Okay, let's have a little look at the replay. A few things to talk about there. So lots of mobility, or a good amount of mobile units for the Bretonians. Two cavs there, or two cavs there, one over there, and then the two cheeky Pegasus, which is a good call against the High Elves, as you can obviously expect some missiles. The first issue with this, though, we'll notice that Bretonia engaged before his cav was anywhere near the fight. So what he should have done is just chilled out back here for now. Just stay here. Move the cav up. So maybe like here and around here, wherever you're ready to put it. And the Pegasus Knights here. And then launch everything together. And just give him a million directions to look in. Because instead he was given this direction to look in. And then eventually this direction and this direction. So if it was all together, it would be a lot harder for his enemy to deal with. We'll see. He moved up with his army, so he didn't need to. He wasn't in range. There's no artillery. And you see his cav is nowhere to be seen. So yeah, just the organization was the problem here. Just needed these to be over here, ready to attack. You could even take the time, although maybe the Sisters of Avalon might get involved, so then it'd be a problem. But you could even try to take the time to take out the enemy cav before you engage with the rest of your army. But likely that the Sisters would turn around. But if they did turn around to start shooting the cav, that's a good opportunity to move the rest of your army up, because they can't shoot both, right? They have to pick one or the other. Not a bad spell there. Does some good damage to the Lothern Sea Guard. You may as well, actually, you may have missed a trick here. This Lord is pretty squishy. 30 armor. It's a mage. You got 2 units of Pegasus Knights. They could have just bombed in on her, even one of them. But both of them would have probably taken her down pretty quick. The only thing you would have had to be careful of is if those Sisters of Avalon turned to start shooting at your Pegasus, they would be all bunched up and then they'd probably be gone. But maybe missing an opportunity to get the Lord there. Brings in the 2 calves on the Silver Helms. And on this side, as I mentioned, the Grail Knights have been charged into Phoenix Guard, which is a terrible, terrible, terrible matchup for them. Because Phoenix Guard are obviously very good at killing large things, especially cavalry. And that's exactly what the Grail Knights are. So they should have avoided that fight at all costs. Instead, coming around the back, they could have just gone one-on-one with the Silver Helms, because they would have beat the crap out of them. It wouldn't have taken them too long. Looks like Sword Masters maybe getting a little bit wasted here. So just needed to micro those into a fight, which I'm sure he will in a minute. So these calves could be around here. So I think the Sisters of Avalon did a fair amount of damage. Or the missiles in general. Lothern Sea Guard as well. We'll check the numbers at the end. Bringing in some charges. Not really need to bring in any charges over here. These 2 calves could be over here instead, helping deal with this stuff. But instead they're charging mostly dead units. They don't want anything to do with the Phoenix Guard, so they should leave those alone. So those calves should probably be just over here. Just trying to get those priorities in order. The Fae as well. The big selling, or one of the big selling points of the Fae is that she has her Mortis Engine effect. If I can find it on her long list. Can't quite see everything. It's also grouped together. There it is. Cause damage to combatants. So when she's in melee, she just damages people. So you need to keep her in melee as much as possible. Like over here, she could fight these spears and be okay-ish, right? It's not a great fight. They're anti-large. Or she could fight these, the Sisters of Avalon, because they won't do too much damage to her. But she needs to be in melee most of the time. Otherwise, you're kind of wasting that effect, which is half the reason you bring her, other than the healing. Caught a fireball in the face. Yeah, some of these Sisters maybe just allowed to fire too much. 800 damage. Lothern Sea Guard. 1000 damage. So yeah, I think the biggest problem there was the missiles were allowed to do a bit too much. So like I said, if you brought the cav round, if the main fight was here, if this cav was up here when the main army engaged from here, then that cav could have come in and disrupted those missiles and taken them out pretty much straight away. And then they wouldn't have really done anything before this army arrived. And that would have saved him. That would have helped his foot squires be a bit more effective. Because I think they got killed off by the missiles pretty quick. They got 119 damage. They could probably get at least kind of 600 or 700 before they wimp out. But yeah, just a little bit of organizational issues there, I think, for Marth more than anything. High Elves did okay. Maybe needed to be careful of defending that backline. He didn't have a lot of defense for his Sisters and stuff. So if that flanking attack had been a bit more organized of Marth, then those probably would have been taken out straight away. Always something to consider. Anyway, Z-Wars number 1 now. Giraffe Socks password. How about another free-for-all? Boof. Is Minotaurs of Khorne a 12 entity unit or a single entity unit? They'll probably be like the Minotaurs in Beastmen. So just a 12 entity unit. Depending on unit size, of course. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they're just normal Minotaurs. Because they're a unit, not a lord or anything. Z Wars 1, it's a free-for-all. Anybody welcome. Sans is back. Odd has returned. What map should we play? Should we play the horrible map? Steps of Isha? Let's play Shrine of Cain. We don't play that one very often. Or should we do an auto-gen free-for-all? Or a normal one? What do you guys want to do? Charmander. Auto-gen, says Odd. For the ogres. We'll do the ogre battle later. Sans doesn't mind. Is the men riding on a horse on the Zinch trailer cavalry or spellcaster? It does look a bit magic-y, doesn't it? I feel like it's just a heavy cav, maybe with some magic damage. Maybe they'll be like Doomfire Warlocks, where they have like a couple of castable spells. That might make sense for them, for Zinch. Stephen Best, Charmander, down for auto. Cool. Okay, we'll auto. Go on whichever faction you'd like to be. Just wait there. While we wait for our last man, who's in? Giraffe Socks is the password. One word, lowercase. Anybody welcome. I'm not quite sure, but there was an order for units to force a movement instead of being interrupted and stopped multiple times. What do you mean? There was an order for units to force a movement. I don't know of such a thing. It's usually not necessary. If a unit stops, they usually got touched by another unit. The Dark Gods appear as a lord in Warhammer 3? What do you mean? I mean, I don't think they'll be like, you won't be able to play as Nurgle as such. You'll just be able to play as one of his champs. Kugath, probably. Dundee arrives. Sorry, North, thanks for playing the last one. Someone else jumped in, but hey, there's still time for other games. We'll probably do this. And then maybe we'll do the Ogre free-for-all after this. And then go Battlefield, maybe. We'll see. Okay. Let's do this one at a time instead. Let's try this. Okay, Sans. Change to any other faction. Then back to High Elf. Back to High Elves. Then back to Greenskins. Auto-gen, ready up. If you take too long on Greenskins, you know the drill. Booty boots. Or I'll just make you do it again. I won't boot you. Any faction, Beastmen. And then he's back to Greenskins. Hit that auto-gen, ready up, nice. Charmander, go, same thing. Change to a different faction, change back to the one you want to play, hit auto-gen once, start battle, boom. If you take too long, I'll make you do it again because I'm going to think that you're mashing the auto-gen button and cheating. Beastmen, vampires, boom, nice. Tundi, same thing. Change to a different faction, change back to the one you want to be, hit auto-gen, start battle, nice and quick. Nice. Odd. You know the drill. He's got to find his faction again. He's lost it. He's forgotten who he was. There we go. Tomb Kings. Boom. Good. Let's do it. This can be a bit of an ugly map. Bit of an awkward one, but part of the fun, I suppose. This could be a really bad one for Vampire Coast, actually, because there's a lot of hills and stuff. If they've got a lot of straight shooting artillery and bits and bobs, that could be bad. Is Law of Fate or Change? Is a spell of Zinch? Don't know. I imagine Zinch will have some special law books. Get some fancy stuff. Okay. Vampire Coast in the yellow here. To his left, Odd and his Tomb Kings. To his right, Greenskins. And then in the distance, Lizards. Let's see what they do. Excuse me. Yeah, it's going to be a lot to get used to in Warhammer 3. Not only are we going to have like 7 factions to learn, we're going to have a whole bunch of new spellbooks, a whole bunch of new units, a whole bunch of new matchups between those units and factions. It's going to be a lot to catch up on. But I welcome it. It'll be good. It'll be nice to have some fresh stuff. Should be awesome. And then we'll just have to await Total War Warhammer 40k. That's all. Just a little wait for that. Okay, Vampire Coast. What do you got? Got a Crab, Polearm Deep, Sirens. Got the Bloody Reavers. Got some Zombos. Got Actors of a Carronade. Got some Crabs. He's pretty much got one of every unit in the army. Oh, he's got 2 Carronades. He's got a Gunnery White. Luckily, he does have some guns to make use of him. A couple of Flyers. Odd with the Tomb Kings. Got some Spear. He's got, again, got a little bit of everything. Nehekara Guard. Shabti. Spokal Stalkers. Tomb Guard Halberds. A few missiles. A lot of Chariots. 2 Chariots. Flyers. Everyone's got such random armies. Oh, and all that. Oh, did he get a caster? Oh, no, he got a Necrotech. Okay. Of all the lot, like most Tomb King's lords are casters. But poor old Odd's got the one that isn't. The old Tomb King. Lizards. Got a lot of Saurus. Got some Skinks. Got some Temple Guard. Ancient Salamander. Revivification. Skink Chiefs and Missiles. That's not a bad army. Maybe lacking a bit of cab, but it's got a lot of Temple Guard. Might be alright. Greenskins, got the Orc Boys, got some Spider Hatchlings. Night Goblins, got some Snotlings. Got a lot of fucking hell, he's got 4 units of Snotling wagons. Bunch of Forest, oh, he's got a lot of cav. Got the Crimson Killers, some Black Orcs, got some Ogres, dual weapons, a few missiles, and Azag. Nice, that's not a terrible army. Does the autogen random Lord Hero ability spells too? No, I think it just gives them everything. So like this Lord, he's got all the spells of the deep. So you do kind of waste a bit of money in that sense, but what can you do? At least you got some magic. Poor old Odd has no magic. Vampire Coast have got some greenskins. They've got Azag and Lizards. Oh, he's got a red crested chief. He actually doesn't have any magic either. So 2 with magic, 2 without. Will it make a difference? Let's find out. Some cheeky Flyers coming in from the Lizardmen. Parho Sentinels. Not sure what he's doing. Looking to get himself shot. Proper shot. There's Carrion coming for him. Gonna peck their wings off. Greenskins scouting ahead. So Vampire Coast Could be good going for the greenskins. Might be able to rout them off. Greenskins, low leadership, fear and terror for the Vampire Coast. Could come into play. But not an easy army to deal with by any means. Got those Black Orcs. Got 1 million pump wagons. Bit of skirmish cav. Got the Night Terrors too. Ooh, spooky. Tomb King's coming up to face the lizards, perhaps. Might be fighting uphill though if he's not careful. Will Odd. Losing some of his cav. Green-skinned cav. So is Zag just chilling, or is he stuck in the tree? Front lines engage, going after those skinks. Odd pouring it all in there. That is a spell waiting to happen if only the lizards had some magic. Odd pushing through. Saurus warriors moving up. In a weird bit of lag. No magic versus no magic, perfectly balanced. Oh yeah, they both don't have magic, do they? And the 2 magic boys. Somebody using some magic there. Better Spirit Leech. So it's looking a little bleak for the Vampire Coast. Army's kind of a little bit divided. It's almost like he's facing this way. Facing that way, but the army came from this direction. So now it's kind of like half his army is fighting the majority of the greenskins. And then there's a few bits just back here chilling while everyone else dies. Azag's taking a pounding though. Getting some good damage on him with those missile units, those handguns. Odd. Odd and Tundi, a bit of a stalemate. It's just kind of stuck on this as a choke point. A few things breaking through. Carrion and Pterodons throwing down. Oh, Vampire Coast. Getting some good routage. Getting rid of those pump wagons. There's 2 of them pretty much gone. Maybe they're turning this around. Routed off a lot of the green stuff. Got those Black Orcs to get through though. They might wear them down a bit. Got some ogres in there. Maybe the Tomb Kings are getting a bit worn down now, perhaps. Being outlasted by the rather sturdy lizards. How's Norska? In what sense? Norska aren't in this game, so, you know. How are they in campaign? How are they in battle? How are they in multiplayer? How are they... That's it, that's the sentence. How are they? They well? They've been up to much? Their mum's okay? They've been to see their granddad lately. You'll have to ask Wolfric. Big pile of lizards here. If only somebody had some magic. Lore of corruption on Nurgle? Most likely. It looks like all the Chaos Gods have their own corruption. In fact, they do, because it said that in the blog. I don't know why I said that like I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's what the blog said anyway. They've all got their own corruption. I feel like Nurgle's going to be super annoying in campaign, because you know how you get plagues like from the Skaven now? It's going to be lots of that. I feel like they're just going to put plagues in all your cities and your garrisons will be destroyed all of the time. Be a nightmare. Vampire Coast, looking alright. Looking alright, you know. Oh, whoa, he's got the most points as well. 11,000 points. He is leading the way. He's got some expensive units here as well to finish off. He needs to try and damage those, preferably before they reach him in melee. If he could shoot them and just run away from them, that would be his best hope of maximizing his points there. Otherwise, those Black Orcs, Crimson Killers will probably eat up a lot of the army, including these Night Terrors, if they're not careful. Throg's very sensitive about his mum. Probably can use cultists for the plagues. Depend on chaos corruption, I think. Yeah, it's fun, man. It's cool. It's gonna be good. Be nice to have some new stuff. I hope they bring over some of the diplomacy improvements for like Troy and Three Kingdoms. They have done already with like the prediction, like the auto resolve prediction thing, which now just tells you what you're going to get. So stuff like that. Hopefully they'll bring over some of the better systems from those two games. This one's pretty close between Vampire Coast and Greenskins. Vampire Coast got a lot of ammo left. Need to try and use that stuff. He's quite a ways ahead in the point, but Tundi and Odd not far behind. Everyone putting up big numbers in this one. The Greenskins blob marches on. Odd is very spaced out. It's got some stuff over here, 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 here. He's all over the gaff. Charmander. Looking okay. Lizards could be the problem if they've got a lot of Temple Guard left by the end of all this. Azag diving in to a crowd of Temple Guard, no less. Down he goes. Eaten by an ancient salamander from the back. Poor fella. Greenskins mostly out of it now, I think. Just waiting for stuff to route off the map. And it's anybody's game. 9,000 points for everybody except for Charmander or Stephen Best, who is ahead by a fair amount. If he can keep up the damage, if he can use his ammo of these, of this boy, of this, he could probably get far enough ahead to win without the last man standing bonus. Is this... I'm not sure this is okay. You're trying to hide your lord in a rock? What is happening here, Rod? We can't see him. Oh, it's slowed down now. It's slowed right down now. Jeez. That's one way of exiling a Tomb King, I guess. Put him in a rock. I wonder what the domination game mode is going to be like. I wonder if it'll be like fun, like we'll actually want to play it. Because that's when free-for-alls came out for this, for Warhammer 2, I was like, meh, I'm never going to play those. We're never going to play those. Fucking here we are. But yeah, they're quite fun in their own way. So I wonder if domination might be the same fun in its own way kind of thing. And of course we have the survival battles, which you can play in co-op, but apparently not versus. Tomb King's arriving to take down the Vampire Coast. Is Odd going to try and go for the W? The trouble is going to be getting rid of these Temple Guard for most people, I think. Although one of them's nearly done. Odd's still got his chariots, I think. Or has he got one of the campaign exclusive? Is that these? Storm Riders of Kshar. It's got a little cheeky campaign exclusive there. Cheeky bricky. Dwarf war cars. I think that's a bit hopeful. I think Odd's decided to try and milk as many points as he can out of the Vampire Coast before he inevitably dies to the lizards. Which could be a good plan. I don't know. I think Odd needs to win. Oddly needs last man standing to be able to win this. As does everybody but Charmander. He just needs to get as many points as he can, which I don't think he's going to do now because his missile units have been taken out. It's just his Lord left. This shall be the end. Diving in on that Lord. Oh. Odds within winning distance now. Who is the greatest, most baddest orc or gobbo in TH3? What's TH3? Did you mean... It's like you crossed Total War and Warhammer there. So you meant to say TW3 or WH3. Which one? Either way, we get the idea. Total Hammer 3. Silly me. I guess it's a question of I wonder who they'll add in the future. I wonder what new... Oh man, I haven't even thought about that. Like there's going to be probably another Greenskin DLC at some point. It's probably a ways off. But in a couple of years we might get one. I'll be laughing. But yeah, I feel like Greenskins will probably stay my favourite faction with Warhammer 3. But I think Kislev might be one of my... It'll be up there. It'll be one of my new favourites. I've been looking for a good guy faction that I really want to like and enjoy. But I've never really found one in Warhammer 2. The Empire I kind of enjoy, but... Eh. Because I only tend to like bad guy factions, like Norska, Beastmen. So... yeah, I'm looking forward to Kislev. I feel like that'll be one of my favorites. And it will be an Order faction that I actually like. Looks like Odd might actually be able to do this. He's cracked into 14,000 points. Oh, if he loses his Lord, though, maybe not. If he cycle charges a little bit, he might be able to do this. Just needs to break those Temple Guard. Oh, he's got Sepulchral Stalkers in there. Ooh, can he do it? It's going to be close. Welcome, Samurai. How do you get into the streams? How do you play? Just got to wait for us to be in the lobby, and then when I say, who wants to play? Raise your hand, or just jump in, or say, me! And we'll work it out. Gorfang Rotgut, telling you all, Warhammer 3 got to be his time. Hopefully. I think he's probably one of the biggest that's left, isn't he? Dogs of War could be fun. Yeah, I feel like they'll do go to Dogs of War at some point. Some point. Oh, looks like Tomb Kings might hang on. I don't think Tomb Kings are going to get enough points to win, though, so he might actually stop Odd from winning. And give old Stephen the win. Odd is literally about 40 points from winning, though. All he needs to do is get a bit more damage done before he dies. Oh, no, he's died. Oh, Tundi took it. Oh, shit. Lizardman came in. Didn't see that one coming. Didn't think they had enough points. Crikey. Crikey. Well played, Tundi. Look at... Oh, beat him by like 10 points. Jeez. Good game, fellas. Odd ratio, not far behind. San Severino, respectable score. Crikey. We won't go through. It'll take too long to go through all 4 armies. Good stuff. Well played, Tundi. Nice win. Stole it from both Charmander and Odd Ratio's grasps. You punched them in the face at the same time, 1 fist each. Doot. Punched your microphone, and then you just grabbed the prize. Well played. Okay. Should we do the Ogre free-for-all? Too close. That's probably one of the closest we've seen. We don't normally get them that close. Okay, gonna finish on an Ogre Kingdom style free-for-all. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna play Troll Country, so it's a nice open map. So you're only allowed to use units that are possibly going to be Ogre Kingdoms units, right? And if you look at the roster from tabletop, you can see they've got some gobos and things like that. I don't have a roster that I can go through to look at, but everyone will probably play greenskins. So anyone who wants to play, it's going to be Ogre on Ogre action. The password is Giraffe Socks, 1 word lowercase. So you'll be allowed to use Ogre units. Yeah, maybe we'll say Snotlings too. Trolls and large monsters. So we'll say Giants, Rogue Idols, Arachnaroks, because they've got a bunch of monsters. Maybe none of the Cav, no Orc Cav, or maybe Goblin Cav, but no Night Goblin Cav, perhaps. Only regular goblins. So everyone has to play a greenskin faction of some kind. And obviously, please be sub-factions. Play whatever lord you like. Not a lot we can do about that. Pick the most ogre-y one. Which is probably Grom. Everyone's going to be Grom. Squeaks aren't very ogre-y. I guess not. Can I get the Ogre Cav? Yep. Any of the ogres are on the table. You can build the army however you like. You can have goblins. You can have goblin archers. You can't have any night goblins. No night goblins. Only regular goblins. So that means no night goblins, no night goblin archers, no squig hoppers. Those are all night goblin units. So none of those. 2 more slots for this, if anyone wants in. Password, Giraffe Socks. 1 word, lowercase. Giraffe Socks. What about caster? Yeah, you bring whatever you like with that. Because, you know, who knows what the ogres will have. But you can bring a caster. I assume they'll have magic. They have magic in tabletop, don't they? Yeah, you can bring nasty skulkers. Those are fine. They're just normal goblins. Hungry Maulor. Yeah, the Maw stuff. The Groot Maw. San Severino's back. Anyone who wants to jump in, go for it. It's the last game of the day. Be who's you like. They have a Firebelly casters and Butcher Priests. Butcher Priests. That doesn't really sound... I mean, it sounds like a bit of an oxymoron. Can a butcher be a priest? Can a priest be a butcher? Alright, we've got Tundi back. Can't find the lobby. If you can't find the lobby, you might need to add me on Steam. Do that if you want for future games. Okay, so to reiterate the rules, you can be any ogre unit, right? Of the, 5 units that there are. The cavalry, the infantry, the missiles. You can bring regular goblins, goblin archers, nasty skulkers, goblin wolf riders, goblin wolf rider archers. We'll say no spider riders. Mostly because of the poison. I don't think that Ogre Kingdoms are very poison heavy, are they? So we'll just say no to those. You can bring whichever lord you like. You can bring whichever caster you like. No boar cav. You can bring monsters. You can bring trolls. You can bring rogue idols, arachnaroks, whatever. Trolls are fine, or large monsters are fine. We'll say yes to squigs. Why not? Throw squigs in there. We'll say no to artillery. I think they do have some artillery options, but we'll just say no to artillery. Oh, fuck it. We'll say yes to... Fuck it. We'll just say yes to artillery. You can bring artillery if you want, because I think they do have some. Does the lord have to be on foot? No, just any lord's fine. Butcher serves the Great Maw as a priest, but also makes dinner. What a good priest that is. That's the kind of priest you need. Don't think there's any other rules. Just no orcs. No orcs allowed. Only normal goblins. No night goblins, no orcs. No spider riders. Only wolf cav. Yeah, that should do it, I think. I can show you the picture, actually. So I've got a video going up later with all the Ogre Kingdoms units, so a bit of a preview. So you can see we got various kind of nobblers. These are all the infantry. This is just goblin infantry. And then we got all the various kinds of ogres. These are the ones I think we have already in the game. Dual weapons. There's some ranged units. There's lots of cav. There's lots of monsters. So yeah, we got some options. Whenever you're ready, ready up. Marcus, why are you just saying random things? Lore of Obsession, Slanesh. Power of the Children of the Old Ones. What? Provide some context, man. Put it in a sentence. Stonehorns seem pretty scary. They certainly look pretty scary. Look at these boys, all taking their time with their ogre armies. Tundi's ready. I think you might be behind in the stream. I think you might need to refresh your stream, my dude. I'm sure he's going to see that for another 10 minutes now. Oh well, he'll catch up. Forest Goblin Archers are okay. No! No! No Forest Goblin Archers. No to Forest Goblin Archers. There is a bit of stream delay on YouTube sometimes, so... But yeah, I did say that a few times. Mostly because they have poison. And I don't think there's much talk of Ogre Kingdoms really having much poison. I'm sure they might have some, but... Wolf Riders are okay. You can bring Wolf Riders, Goblin Wolf Riders. And I know Forest Riders are goblins, technically, but... Like I say, the poison is the problem. It's going to bring the queen, but too boring now. What do you mean? You bring the queen? She's a monster. Trees aren't very tasty, but the things that live in the trees might be. Bears. Tasty bears. Alright, San Severino in the yellow. Next to him, North Ranger. And who's this? This is Outer, I think. Crooked Moon. And then Tundi in the distance. Alright, let's see the different approaches, shall we? Who's going to be the Ogre King? So a whole bunch of goblins for Sans. Got some dual weapons. Got some pistols, got a couple of Mournfangs, got some nasty boys, got some Gobbo Riders, got Azak. Outer, coming out with the Skirmishers, coming out with the nasty Skulkers and lots of Gobbos, of course. Got some Man-Eaters, great weapons, 2 units of those, 3 units of those. Got a River Troll Hag and Skarsnik. Got some regular... Oh, no, more Man-Eater. He's got like 4 Man-Eater great weapons. Oof. He's going hefty on the anti-large. I mean, it makes sense if you're fighting a lot of ogres, right? Tundi has gone like full ogre. Got a whole bunch of regular ogres. Bunch of Man-Eater pistols. Got the Arachnarok Queen. Double Troll. And a bunch of light cav. And Wurzag. Interesting, interesting. All quite different armies so far. Dual weapons. Great weapons, dual weapons, goblins, got a giant. Did bring some artillery, the Hammer of Gork. Got some Mournfang. Some other Mournfang, another Azag. Okay. All quite different armies, I like it. Let's see what they do. Let's draw a hungry ogre while we wait, shall we? Very round ogre head. There's a hungry ogre. Oh, he's got a bit of a flat head now. Can't keep up. Fades away too quick. Hopefully I get some better drawing tools in Warhammer 3 so I can really bring out my true artist. Now we wait. Here we go. We didn't have to wait long. Alright. Tundi not messing around, going straight for Outer. Sans going for North. Pretty much ogre art in the lore. Glad it's accurate. Alright, let's see who's the Ogre King. Outer's got a lot of skirmish cav. Tundi not going to have any great answers to that. He's got the pistols, but they're obstructed at the moment, so he's got them too close. Although he's just going to straight up charge him in the face. And these cheapest ogres actually aren't that great. Their leadership is really poor. Their melee defense is really poor, so they tend to not stick around too long unless they're supported. Which is why having a goblin, loads of goblins to mix them in with, I think is going to be a pretty important deal for them. But we'll see what they can do here. They're going to smash into some goblins. Does have that spider to help spook things away. Wurzag's ready. In comes the charges. Tundi and Outer throwing down. The other two just chilling. North using his artillery, taking his time. There's some big hammer and anvil opportunities here. If he had the means. Actually, does he have any cav? He's got the trolls. The trolls could be coming around. Oh, he does have this cav as well. He's got it here if he wants it. He's got it here. Here he comes. If only someone had a burning head right now. These ogres are hanging in there though. But they're probably going to get out-ogred. Definitely will by the Man-Eater great weapons. In comes the flank. This could be nice. This could be nice. The other two just about approaching each other. Skirmish power on the man-eaters. So a reasonable amount of breaking. I think Outer's probably got more stuff breaking. I was going to say for both sides, but it seems like Outer's losing more stuff. That spider in there probably causing some problems. Going to be bringing that fear and terror to those gobbos. They clash over here. Ogres everywhere. He has some man-eaters as well. They're anti-large, so they'll be a little bit more effective. There's a big foot of Gork. Stomps away a bunch of gobbos. These man-eater pistols, though, able just to pop a few shots. So Outer maybe lost this main frontline fight, but he's still got all his skirmish cav left, although they're being chased now. That might separate his army quite a bit. Have a big chunk of his slow but killing power there, while the rest of his army gets finished off by the main army. It could be bad for him. The greenskins, well, the greenskins. Sorry, the green ogre kingdoms pushing through. That artillery's gone, I think. Oh, we got an Azag on Azag fight here. How green is his face? Why is your face so green, Azag? It's greener than this one's face. Oh, is it just an Orc War Boss? Okay, that's why. I thought it was two Azags. Don't see the Orc War Boss used very often. A lot of green stuff coming. Still got that giant, though. Still got some Mournfang. Want to see this do some damage. How are we looking in the points? Pretty even, actually, apart from Tundi, who's leading the way. So got a few bits of ogres to get through. Skarsnik's in a bad way. Ogre War. Oh yeah, everyone's going to have an Ogre War. So I think maybe San Severino or Tundi, it might be looking good to be the Ogre King here. Outer's running out of ogres. Oh, some spiders have appeared. Cheeky. Away goes his skirmish cav as well. They got a lot of ammo left and a lot of health. They're likely going to be chased off. Remaining bits of North Rangers army probably being cleaned up. Still got some Mournfang in good health here. Oh, Outer's had enough. He's been done in. GG's, GG's. Outer, as good as he is, clearly Ogre Kingdoms are not his faction, because these are totally legit Ogre Kingdoms armies. Shut up. Shut up, alright? I think ogres in this game are actually quite hard to use, because they're not. The man-eaters are great, but the other ones are a bit meh. So yeah, they don't really work as a faction just yet. Man-eaters didn't do well. Maybe they needed to be your front line. Maybe that was the problem. I think it was that gobbo flank that got you. That wolf rider flank. Started breaking all the leadership. Because ogres, as big and double-hard as they look, they've only got a puny amount of leadership. It doesn't take much to spook them off. Tundi is probably looking good for this one. He's got a lot of stuff left. Next week, Nurgle free-for-all with 4 clan pestilence. Hey, that could be cool. And then we can do a corn free-for-all where it's chaos No missiles allowed. No magic allowed. There's loads of these you could probably do. Slanesh, you just do dark elves. With just loads of witch elves, I don't know. Just witch elves and sisters of slaughter. So Sans, he's got a fair bit of stuff left, but it's probably not as much as Tundi. Although a lot of his units are beaten up. But he does have that spider. Although the spider's pretty dead. He's got full health trolls though, so you know. And I think he's lost his lord. Whereas Tundi, I think, still has his Wurzak. He does. Good old Wurzy. How demonic trait work? Same as vampire counts or any undead. When they lose their leadership, they start to crumble and lose health. And when they lose it too much, they disintegrate, essentially. So same as vampires. And yeah, and of course they don't run away. Oh, cheeky missed for the Gork there. Some cheeky gobos. It's a matter of time for this one. Looks like Tundi is indeed the Ogre King. Who knew? He's on a roll today. He's 2-0. And that will be all she wrote. Come on, big boss. Break already. There we go. GG's. Good game, fellas. Well played, Tundi. You are the king of the ogres. Good stuff. We won't look through the kills. We'll be here forever. Well played. Thanks for playing in the very first and probably very last Ogre Kingdoms free-for-all. I hope you... well, not the very last, but the very last in Warhammer 2, shall we say. Unless, of course, Ogre Kingdoms comes to Warhammer 2. One can hope. Yeah, good stuff. Thanks for playing, everybody. Thanks for watching. Going to move over to Twitch now and play some Battlefield 1 for an hour or two. And then that's me done for the day. If you don't want to watch that, no worries. Thanks for watching. I'll see you probably next week if you only want to watch the Warhammer stuff. If not, see you over on Twitch in a moment. Thanks for watching. See you in the future.